Is your pain preventing you from achieving your greatness? Is your pain preventing you from achieving your greatness? What's up, fam? I'm Dr. Dale. This is Permission to Be Great, the place where our mission is to help you walk in your greatness on a daily basis. All right, it's gonna be a real episode today, right? I'm pulling the heartstrings here. I'm going all the way and I'm diving in, right? I'm not taking it easy on you guys today, right? We're getting straight to the heart of it. But before we do that, I gotta ask you for the big favor, as always. Hit that subscribe button for me if you don't mind. So as you guys know, Permission to Be Great, I'm doing my best to give you guys the best information, the best knowledge to empower you to pursue that greatness. Too often in life, we're told we can't do it. Too often in life, we're not encouraged to pursue our greatness. We're put in the box. Not here. Not here. We are not doing that here. I'm working with you and walking with you to give you that permission to be great and showing you the steps to achieve it. All right, so let's dive into that. I got my notes here as always. I take notes. I take this very seriously, right? You guys are entrusting me with your time, so I don't just come up here and just start saying whatever, right? I take the time to think this through, to do some research for you guys. I'm reflecting my experiences, reflect on experiences from others that I've read, all sorts of things. I want to make sure I'm giving you the best information possible to help you walk in your greatness. So again, before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and let's dive in. So this is gonna be a real episode. This is a real episode where we're tugging at hearts here. We're talking about this idea of turning your pain to purpose. I want you to turn your pain to purpose. Unfortunately, too many of us, we all have pain. I'll start with that. We all have pain, but too many of us let that pain hold us back. Too many of us are so hurt by that pain. We're so crippled by that pain that we're imprisoned by that pain. And it prevents us from achieving our purpose. It prevents us from pursuing that greatness. We feel as though we lose our permission to be great because that pain is holding us back, right? But we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into how do you actually take that pain and turn that pain into purpose, turn that pain into a passion, and make great, amazing things come from that pain. All right, 3 steps I've got for you guys today. 3 steps I've got for you guys. As always, get your pen, get your paper, get your pad. Those of you guys who are just listening, remember, you can always watch this on YouTube. I've got my notes here that I'm taking, but let's dive right in. So 3 steps that I really want you guys to focus on and really sit down and be real with yourself on this episode. Be real with yourself, right? Don't just blow it by. I want you to think about the examples in your life. Think about how this has really impacted you, because it impacts me, right? It impacts me, it impacts all of us, right? Let's dive in. So step number 1, turning your pain to purpose. Step number 1 is name your pain. Name your pain. You know, here's the deal. So many of us are scared to, first of all, to even admit that we have pain. We're scared to admit it, right? We try to brush it under the rug. We try not to acknowledge it. We try to act like it's not there. We try to act like I'm bravado. I'm good. I'm all good, right? I'm not hurting. That's not doing you any good. Trust me, that is not doing you any good, right? You got to name your pain. And when I say name your pain, there are a few aspects to this, right? The first thing is the hardest one. The first part of naming your pain is the hardest one. Here's what you have to do, and I want you to do it right now. Right? We all have pain. You have pain. You listen to this, you have pain. Somebody's caused you pain. And here's what you have to do. Name the person that caused that pain. Name the person that caused that pain. Right? A lot of times we're scared to bring those back, those memories back to life. We're scared to call that person. We're scared to even think about that person, because when we think about that person, it hurts so much and it cripples us that we're not ready to move forward. But here's the deal. You will not move forward if you cannot face it. I'm not even saying face that person, just face the truth that this particular person has caused you pain, right? We try to trick ourselves into some ambiguity, right? This nebulous thing, like, yeah, I'm hurting, but nobody in particular did it. No. Man up, woman up, whatever, right? Name the person that caused you pain. Right. In order for you to overcome pain, you've got to be bold. You've got to show some courage. I'm just talking about overcoming pain, let alone to go out and achieve greatness. You've got to show some courage and being able to name that person. You don't have to tell anybody. Just know it for yourself. Say, such and such caused me pain. John Smith, Jane Doe, they caused me pain. And this is what they did to me. I'll tell you why this is so hard. This is so hard. It's so hard to name the person that caused you pain, because oftentimes those people are so close to us and they don't even know that they caused the pain. People who are very close to you. You're talking about family members, talking about close friends, right? Teammates, whatever, teachers, people who are close to you, people who are, I don't even want to say supposed to be there, but people who are really there to support you in life. They cause the pain without knowing that they caused the pain. But sometimes they know they cause the pain. Sometimes it's intentional, right? And they're causing you pain because they're in pain, right? They don't even really want to hurt you. At the end of the day, their goal is not really to hurt you. They're trying to get sympathy for themselves because they're in pain. They're causing you pain because they want to know that somebody else feels that same pain that they have. Name that person that did that to you. Right, that's the first step. You got to name that person that did that to you. Once you name that person that did that to you, that's going to give you a sense of confidence, even a sense of accomplishment. Like, hey, this person will no longer hold me back because in my mind, in my heart, I'm confronting them. You don't have to go confront them really in real life, but in your mind, in your heart, go ahead and say it. And when you're saying it, what you're doing is you're confessing to yourself, you're admitting to yourself that this person has had a stronghold over you. And that's perfectly fine. It's fine to admit that. It's happened to all of us. Me, it's happened to all of us, right? I've been in many situations and from variety of different ways where um I've been hurt. I've been hurt by people, right? The good thing that I learned over the years though is I've learned how not to let that keep me down. And we're going to talk about that today. I've learned how to not let that hold me back. I've learned how to turn that pain into purpose, right? And the first step in doing that is naming that person, acknowledging, admitting to myself, right? I know this person loves me, or sometimes they don't, or I know this person works with me, is supposed to be on my team, whatever, but they have caused me pain, whether intentional or not intentional. Name that person that caused you pain, right? The second thing you got to do is identify the emotion that it causes. Here's the deal: when people are doing things that cause pain to you, it can elicit different emotions. Different emotions, right? So pain itself can create different emotions. The pain is the hurt, but the pain isn't necessarily the end emotion that's caused, right? Sometimes somebody causes you pain, and that leads to anger. Sometimes they cause you pain, and it leads to fear. You become scared of them. Sometimes they cause you pain, and it leads to depression, and now you're crippled by depression and sadness, and you become a prisoner to yourself, right? So you have to identify the emotion that the pain is causing in order for you to go to that next level of overcoming that emotion. If you don't identify that emotion, you'll get stuck and you'll stay in that emotion, and your actions and your intents and everything you do will be circled around and driven because of that emotion. This week I had a good time. We had a very light weekend for my family. Normally our weekends are completely jam packed with a variety of different things, right? So I got a whole lot of work done. And I also got a lot of family time, right? Today I'm recording this on a Sunday. We watched, I think we watched 3 movies as a family, right? Watching movies for me is watching movies. This is bad. I'm working on this. But I have to have my laptop, or this. I spent time making these notes in preparation for this episode, right? So I'm always doing something, right? That's who I am as a person. I'm always doing some sort of work. But we got a chance to watch some movies, and I'll tell you the 3 movies we watched today. The first movie we watched today was Gladiator. Gladiator. So in the movie Gladiator, those of you who haven't seen a phenomenal movie. Quick summary of the movie. Spoiler alerts might be in here. So if you haven't seen it and want to see it, don't listen to this part. Just hit that fast forward button 2 or 3 times, right? So Gladiator is about Roman Empire. Marcus Aurelius, who's a real life person, phenomenal book, phenomenal thinker, right? A leader for his time and centuries beyond this time with his principles, right? I'm currently actually reading one of his books right now. So Marcus Aurelius was the Caesar at that point in time, and Maximus was the individual who was leading his army, the general of the armies, and he was pretty much the one who was winning the war for them. Marcus Aurelius was dying, and he asked Maximus to become the new Caesar. Of course, Aurelius' son didn't like that, so he ends up killing his father, and so he can become Caesar himself. Maximus was not having that, right? He was going to get out of there, but the only problem with that was the new Caesar's name was Commodus. Commodus set out to have Maximus killed, and Maximus gets away, but then his family is killed. So what do you think that did? It caused him a lot of pain, right? And what emotion do you think that pain led to in him? It led to the emotion of anger, a ferocious anger that pushed him and drove him to revenge, right? The whole entire point of the movie is pursuing vengeance for his family. That pain led him to want to inflict pain on somebody else. Pain and justice in this case. Second movie we watched today was Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans, right? It was a very informative, educative movie for my family, for my children. I tried to watch it with my oldest son some years back. He was too young to fully understand things, so we watched it again. He understood it now. My second son, I believe, got most of it. My daughter's still kind of young. She's trying to get it. She didn't completely get it, but that phenomenal movie about unity and things of that sort, right? We watched Remember the Titans, and these individuals, there's a lot of pain. There's pain in this film was around race, right? A lot of things around race and just not understanding, right? This pain in this movie was it was unique. It initially led to anger and frustration, but ultimately they were able to do what we're learning here today: turn that pain into purpose, turn that pain into passion. And they took what they had, that pain, and they transformed their emotions into ultimately emotions of love. Is what they're going to, right? So let's something a little bit different. Right. Last movie we watched just now for the fun night before the kids went to bed before school was Trolls. We watched the third Trolls, and there's definitely pain in that. There's pain of abandonment, pain of abandonment. At the time of this recording, it's a new movie, relatively new movie, so I'm not gonna go dive into this one too much because I don't want to give any spoiler alerts. The other two movies were old, but the point I'm making here is find any movie out there. Pain drives your main character. It's the same in real life. Pain drives us, right? But you have to ask yourself, what emotion does that pain drive me to have? Does it drive me to have an emotion that's going to take me positive ways? Or does it drive me to have an emotion that's going to trap me, put me in negative ways, send me on a path, a dangerous path, a harmful path to myself or others, right? So name the person who caused you the pain and then name the emotion that has caused you to have. Right. You have to gain clarity around these things. Don't just go about your life, willy-nilly, all flippantly, just saying, making it. No, take the time to evaluate what you're going through. Take the time to evaluate what's driving you. Name the emotion that the pain is causing you. Okay. And here's the deal. You can't defeat it. You want to defeat the stronghold of pain. You can't defeat it till you accept it. So you might not want to say, oh, you might be really angry, but you might not want to admit that you're angry, right? You might want to act like you got your big boy britches on. It's okay. Say you're angry. All right. I was angry. People caused pain in me and it made me very angry. Right. But you've got to admit that you're angry because of that individual, what they did to you. You've got to admit it in order to defeat it. I've been sad. Got to admit it. Right. And maybe when I was younger, I could admit it, but now I'm at a point where anytime I pain is inflicted on me, I can admit it to myself. And I know that the quicker you can admit it to yourself, the quicker you can admit being in pain, the quicker you can admit who caused you that pain, the quicker you can admit what feelings and emotions that pain is leading you to have, the quicker you can overcome that pain, defeat that pain, and channel it for positivity. Right. All right. So that's number one, that's naming your pain. And those were the various aspects in it. The second thing is you have to release the pain hold. As I said before, pain can have a hold on you. You have to be able to release it. And you do those things I just mentioned to you just now, right? But the big deal is you don't want to be a prisoner to your pain. You don't want to be a prisoner to your pain. And this might be one of the biggest epidemics in the world, right? Pandemic, whatever, in the world. People are prisoners to your pain. You're prisoners to hurt. So many of these things, these vices that people have, right? Drugs, pornography, food addiction leading to obesity. So many of these things are driven by pain. And a lot of that pain is driven, is a lot of that pain that they had leads to lack of self-confidence. That lack of self-confidence leads to these negative vices, right? And you try to find comforts is what a lot of people are trying to do, right? I put myself in there too. Like a lot of people are trying to find comfort for your lack of self-confidence that is caused by pain. And that stronghold is on you, and that stronghold is keeping you down and not letting you move forward. You can't pursue in life. You can't go get the things you want. Remember, this is permission to be great. You're listening to this podcast because you want to achieve greatness. You want to become a person who is great, although you might not realize that you already are great, but you're still chasing great things in life to achieve great things. But many of us are stuck by the stronghold caused by pain, and we can't get there, right? We're trying to climb. We're being pulled down by a million arms, and each one of these arms is a different stronghold of pain caused by somebody or multiple people. And we can't get there, right? We can't get to where we're trying to get to. But here's what you have to do. Here's how you overcome the stronghold, right? Really simple, but very, very difficult. Can be difficult. Not difficult, I mean hard, right? Simple, but can be hard. Forgive the individual that you named that caused the pain. Forgive the individual that you named that caused the pain. That's what it's about. It's about forgiveness, right? It's all about forgiveness, right? The Bible is very clear on this concept of forgiveness, extremely clear. How many times should I forgive my brother? 7 times? No, 77 times, right? Forgive, forgive, forgive. You continue to forgive. The Bible is clear on the idea that God forgave us, so we should forgive others. God forgave us. You've done something to offend God. You have. If you tell me you haven't, you're lying unless your name is Jesus. You have done something to offend God. And guess what? God forgives you. Whether or not you repent, that's on you. But God forgives you. So forgive the person that offended you. Forgive them. Once you forgive them, it's a weight off your shoulders. You know, there's a lot of things. And how you forgive them, for me, what has worked for me is understanding that that individual caused me the pain because something that they are struggling with, right? If somebody brings harm to you, somebody causes you pain, it's because they have their own problems. They're struggling with something in their own life. That's what it's about. The example I gave before, right? Somebody's hurting, so they want to hurt you so they can know somebody else feels the same hurt that they feel. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So you have to understand, okay, they did something horrible, but they've got their own problems. That doesn't make it right by any means. That doesn't make it right by any means. But there's an understanding behind that. And this understanding, honestly, this is a higher level type of thing. You've got to get to a certain place in life where you can get to this higher level type of thinking. Right? It's a higher level type of thinking saying, all right, they've done something horrible. I can logically understand why they might have done that. I completely disagree with it, but here's why they did that. And I forgive them. Guess what, though? I don't forget. I am not forgetting it, right? Because I'd be dumb to forget it, right? Why would I forgive you and then completely forget it? Unless if you're fully repentant. If you're repentant, that's one thing. But if you're not fully repentant, why would I forget it? No, you can come back and do it to me again. I got to protect myself. I got to protect my family. Okay, right? But I forgive you, but I'm not forgetting because I understand you can still be a danger to me. You can still come back and cause pain in my life. And we're not having that. We're absolutely 100% not having that. I'm protecting me. I'm protecting my family. Period. Right? But I forgive you. I forgive you. Right? And then here's a big thing about forgiving them, and also yourself. Something to understand is so many people are searching for something. There's a void in your heart, right? There's a void. That's why we talked about these vices that pain causes, right? People are trying to fill that void with drugs, sex, food, trying to find different ways to fill that void that they have in your heart. But that void can only ultimately be filled by God. That's what it's about. People are chasing things to fill the void that they believe is caused by the pain. That void can only be filled by God. And once you realize that turning to God, going to God, releasing yourself to God is a way to fill that void, that can break you from the strongholds of pain. I'm trying to tell you guys, you gotta feel me on this, right? So there's a Bible verse here, and the Bible verse is what is it? Psalm 34:18. So Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. That's the void that we have in our hearts, right? When we're trying to do all these vices, do all these things, go out there and find new excitement, new adventures, right? New things to get our dopamine up, right? And get that excited, is because we're trying to fill that void that only God is capable of filling. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. We're all brokenhearted. Everybody's broken. Everybody is broken. You are broken. We're all broken, right? But the Lord is close in heart to is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You've got to accept that. You've got to understand that. And when you do, that's when you can become free of this stronghold that the pain has on you, right? Step number 1, name your pain. Step number 2, release the pain hold. Release the hold, the stronghold that the pain has on you, okay? Step number 3, and here's where we're going into your greatness. Channel your pain to purpose. Channel your pain to purpose, right? Remember, I told you, don't forget it. Don't forget it, right? You went through the pain, you struggled with it, you suffered for it, you might as well put it to good use. Channel that pain to purpose and do amazing, great things with it to move yourself forward, propel yourself forward in life, right? So many people who've achieved great things have been fueled by pain. We talked about the movie Gladiator. Maximus, fueled by pain, right? Kobe Bryant, one of the most beloved athletes, fueled by pain. And what was his pain? Kobe's pain was the fact that he worked so hard to be the best of his craft, yet they had so many other kids listed above him saying, these kids are better than you. That hurt Kobe. So what did he do? He made a list, right? They said, hey, Kobe, all these kids are better than you at basketball. 1 through 55, 56, whatever it was. These kids are all better than you. That hurt Kobe deep in his heart. So he made a list going after each one of those kids. It fueled him. Now, he didn't have anything against them. It wasn't like a I hate you type of thing. It was, I'm hurting because they think you're better than me, and I worked too hard for that. And I'm going to use that pain to come after you and knock you off that list so I can be the best. Taking that pain, using it to channel towards positive work. So what does that mean? That means he's in the gym longer, pushing himself to get to where he's trying to get to. Boom, knocking them off one by one, one by one, one by one. Right? Michael Jordan, perfect example of channeling your pain to purpose. You always hear the stories about the stuff that happened to Michael Jordan in high school, getting cut from the varsity team, etc., things of that sort. What really tripped me out with Jordan was his Hall of Fame speech. His Hall of Fame speech, he brings a guy, somebody from his high school, as a guest to his Hall of Fame speech. This individual was chosen over Jordan in high school basketball, right? So, they say, hey, Mike, this guy's better than you. We're picking him above you. Michael Jordan invites this guy to his Hall of Fame speech. And then makes a joke about the guy. I don't recommend anybody does this, but he makes a joke about the guy, giving him like acknowledgement and thanks for giving that drive because they said the guy was better than him back then. What kind of mentality is that, right? That's the mentality of somebody on a completely different level who took that pain of having somebody picked above him and used that throughout his career, all the way to the point of bringing that guy to his Hall of Fame speech. That's channeling your pain, turning it into purpose, turning it into passion, and doing great, amazing things with it. I can tell you guys, a large part of the reason I do this Permission to Be Great podcast, a large part of the reason I have Black Men and White Coach, a large part of the reason why I have, the coaching programs I do for doctors and things of that sort, is because things had hurt me in the past. People have caused pain in my life. People have doubted me in certain elements, certain aspects, right? People came after me. People tried to take me down in certain things. I named them. I forgave them. But I channeled that pain to pursue that greatness. You absolutely cannot let your pain go to waste. Use it, leverage it. Use it to make yourself better. But even more important, use it to make other individuals better. So the last thing I want to say about turning your pain to purpose is don't let your pain cause purpose to put other people in pain. Right? Or that cycle's just gonna keep on going. You're angry about something, somebody caused you pain, so you want to get vengeance and revenge. That's not what it's about, right? Right. What I'm teaching here is to use that pain for good. Use that pain to channel yourself to be motivated. Use that pain to channel yourself to be thoughtful, strategic, intentional about the way you live your life, about the things that you do, to be more focused about your pursuits, to be more clear, more defined about the things you want to accomplish, about your passions, your purpose. Use it for those things, not just to say, hey, I'm better than you. I get it. People do that, but that's not going to take you so far. All right. And yeah, you might make a lot of money, do a lot of things like that, as we see many athletes, etc., do. But as a human being, in your heart, deep down, in your soul, the way I believe we should live, that's only going to take you so far. You want to use that pain, channel it for purpose to make other individuals' lives better. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. All right, guys. So turn your pain to purpose. Turn your pain to purpose. 3 steps to get there. Step number 1 is name your pain. Step number 2 is release your pain. Don't let it be a stronghold in your life, right? And step number 3 is channel it for positivity. Channel it for positivity. It's a deep one, guys. It's a deep one. Really take the time to reflect on it, think about it, and don't run away from it. Do not run away from it. Do not run away from it. Man, all right. Hey, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, right? Help us grow this channel. I'm with you guys every week, so come back next week. Stay with it. We're developing together. We're growing together. I'm not going to take it easy on you. I'm going to give it to you like it is. I'm going to hit you in the hard spots that you need to hear, right? Because we're all humans. We all have similarities. We all struggle with a lot of the same things. We all do. We have joys in some of the same aspects, right? So I'm going to give it to you like you need to hear it, because I want you to chase your greatness. I want you to know that you have permission to be great. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for listening. I'm praying for you guys, and I love you.